Coming up on Evening Edition, SIU students brave the weather for a good cause. Plus, we have an inside look at what life is like for SIU's international students. And the Democratic presidential races see some major changes. Live from Southern Illinois University, you're watching River Region Evening Edition.
The temperatures may have warmed up this weekend, but it's not yet warm enough for swimming. Good evening, I'm Jordan Smearman.
And I'm Jacob Gordon. Dozens of community members took a dip on Saturday for a good cause. Evening Edition's Danny Connolly has a story.
3, 2, 1, run!
Over 100 registrants spent Leap Day leaping into the frigid 43-degree waters of SIU Campus Lake, all for Special Olympics Illinois. Each plunger donated at least $100 to run into the lake. Special Olympics athletes like Eric Bauman enjoy the exciting fundraiser to help them compete.
I like the polar plunge because it raises money for Special Olympics and it goes out to help the cause.
Kim Talley, a Special Olympics Illinois director, says the event is beneficial to the athletes in more ways than financially.
Individuals with intellectual disabilities are often misaligned or misunderstood, and it gives people who are here plunging a chance to get to know them and understand that they just want to be involved and included. And an inclusive environment is what we're hoping for on SIU campus, and I think that these type of events really help with that.
The winner of the individual costume contest, Stacy Reed, raised over $3,000 and plunged as Disney villain Maleficent.
This year, this happened to be my Halloween costume, so I just decided to use it again.
Reed has participated in the plunge in costume for 10 years. She's close to Special Olympics, as Reed is a former coach herself.
I mean, it's more rewarding, you know, no amount of money, no amount of anything can give you the rewards that the athletes give you when they compete in an event or when they get a medal or just even to go to the event. It just warms your heart.
According to Talley, the event raised around $30,000, which is good for athletes like Bauman who don't want to stop participating.
Once you're hooked, you'll be hooked for life because Special Olympics is a life-changing sport.
For Evening Edition, I'm Danny Connolly.
Now, if you missed out on SIU's Polar Plunge, Special Olympics Illinois is hosting another plunge at Sandusky Beach in Benton this Saturday at noon. For more information about the plunge, you can go to their website, plungeillinois.com.
And you know, Jacob, speaking of the weather, we had a rainy start to this morning, and I'm really hoping it doesn't continue until tonight.
Hopefully not. Maggie Latham's here now with the first look at weather. Maggie, what time do I need to get out my raincoat?
Well, Jacob and Jordan, you can expect to see the rain pretty soon, so I'd keep that raincoat close by. We are going to see the rain tonight. It's going to start between 6 and 7 p.m. and go all the way well into the night or around midnight. It's going to clear up by the morning. It's going to be a little chilly with 43 degrees, but warm up and continue with sunny skies at 61 degrees. Looking ahead at my 5-day forecast and the rest of my forecast, we do have a possible river flood warning around the area of Paducah, so keep out for that, and a possible warm up on the way. I'll let you know about that in my 5-day forecast.
All right, Maggie, looking forward to it. Thanks. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office is investigating a single vehicle crash that killed one person. The crash happened just after 6:30 Friday night on East Park Street, just east of Warren Road in Carbondale. Investigators believe the driver was traveling westbound on East Park when he lost control at the top of the hill, left the road, and collided with a tree. The driver was found unresponsive and had to be pulled from the vehicle. The victim was taken to Memorial Hospital of Carbondale, where he died from his injuries. His name has not been released. Also in Carbondale, a man is headed to prison for threatening the life of a police officer last year. The Jackson County State's Attorney's Office says 41-year-old Michael Oliver received a 7.5-year sentence. A jury convicted him of threatening a public official and criminal trespass. Back in April of 2019, Carbondale police were called to the Schnucks, where the officer found Oliver shirtless in the foyer of the store, videotaping customers and employees without their permission. A Schnucks store manager and police officers asked Oliver to put his shirt on or leave the premises several times. Officers placed Oliver under arrest for trespass. Once he was inside the squad car, police say he became irate and began cursing and yelling at the officer. He eventually threatened the officer with his life.
A Carbondale man is sentenced for burglary and for violations of an earlier case. The Jackson County State's Attorney says 28-year-old Dwayne Perrion received a 10-year sentence on 1 count of residential burglary. Perrion pleaded guilty last fall to burglarizing a 22-year-old SIU student residence in December of 2018. Carbondale police found video surveillance of Perrion approaching the residence and then being chased by the victim. Perrion was already serving a sentence of conditional discharge for criminal trespass to residents and resisting a peace officer when he committed the December 2018 residential burglary. And Governor J.B. Pritzker has appointed Jerry Costello to serve as director of the Illinois Department of Agriculture. Costello represented the 116th district here in Southern Illinois in the Illinois House from 2011 to 2019. During that time, he served as chair of the Agriculture and Conservation Committee. Costello of Smithton replaces former state senator John Sullivan, who resigned in January. Costello is the son of former Congressman Jerry Costello Sr. His appointment must still be confirmed by the Illinois Senate.
SIU is home to many international students here on campus, but the transition from their living in their home country to the U.S. can be a difficult transition.
Evening Edition's Madeline Parker sat down with one international student who said why being in the U.S. can be a culture shock.
In fall 2019, there were 11,695 students attending SIU Carbondale, and 941 of those students were not even from the U.S. 8% of students at SIU are international students, or students who are not U.S. citizens.
I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
SIU celebrates the different cultures during their international festival by having a parade of flags or even an international food festival. But graduate student Pearl Sika Deku said that it can be a culture shock going to a school in a different country.
I like the fact that the people here are nice, but then along the line I feel like some people are being fake because they see you and they give you like a fake smile and it's so obvious. You meet people in class, you talk to them like you have like a nice conversation or you have like group project together, and then the next day they see you, it's as if they don't even know you, they just pass by. I'm like, wow, this is so strange because back in Ghana we don't do that.
In higher education, the U.S. Department of Commerce reported that international students contributed $45 billion to the U.S. economy in 2018. Despite these numbers, there are ways that international students don't feel welcome on campus.
That most internationals kind of like, not only here in Carbondale, but most internationals here in the U.S. Contribute to like the economic growth of the U.S. But then it seems like politically, I'm not into politics, right? I'm just saying this. Politically, you don't really support international students, which is really sad.
We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. And it has not been fair to our people, to our citizens. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Coming here, being able to provide for myself, like staying without a family, I feel like it's a great achievement.
For Evening Edition, I'm Madeline Parker.
For international students who are having difficulties with the transition to the U.S., the Multicultural Center on SIU's campus is a great tool to help you get involved.
And ahead here on the Evening Edition, as the coronavirus spreads, more cases and deaths affect the U.S.
Plus, several candidates in the Democratic presidential races make major announcements. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.